So going back to, I mean, you've talked a little bit already about universal design and some of the stuff you brought to the industry from where you were before. You know, another thing you're looking at a lot is this idea of the open board format. I'm curious to learn more about that and what the future you see there is.
Sure. So the open board format is a file format. The goal was to build something that wasn't proprietary, something that eventually we could use to transfer these vocabularies and board sets from one system to another. So it wouldn't matter if you were using, Tobii Communicator or TouchChat or Proloquo, whatever system you were using, you could export, if it made sense, the vocabulary that you were using and import it into some other system. Because one of the frustrations that I have is the way that this market has been set up. People need to make money. Companies need to make money so they can sustain themselves, and I get that, and it makes sense, and it's good for business. But we have to be really careful that we don't fall into this trap of just vendor lock-in, where we say, oh, well, I stay with this vendor because I can't get out. You know, this is where all of my pictures are, and this is where all my vocabulary is. So, of course, I'm just going to upgrade. And if they charge me, then I'm just going to have to deal with it, because what else am I going to do? And if we can start to give some more autonomy or some freedom to the individuals, then they can pick the system that works better for them, and we'll have a healthier ecosystem. It also it makes things easier for reuse as well. You know, when I create a board set, if Kate McCallum out of the UK has created an open license board set, and she has to go and recreate it in every single system in order to share it with everybody, which is just crazy. We should be able to say, you know, this is the equivalent of PDF for AAC devices or apps. And I can just take it to anyone and they can import it, and then we can have reusability, and we can start to get a little more innovation than what we've had so far.
Great. And so when you're referring to the open board format, I mean, are we thinking comprehensively about the entire sort of user interface design, or is this, you know, assuming sort of a grid format or assuming placement of icons? And what about different symbol languages? It seems like there's a lot to tackle there.
Totally, there absolutely is. And the goal was really to come up with a least common denominator, and then we can build on it from there. So the format's flexible, and we could build custom things into it. Right now, it leans more towards a grid-based format, but there's flexibility in the size of the grid, and you can, you know, as an importer, you can take what you want from it. So you can just say, here's the words, and I'm going to use my own symbols, or the board format could include the symbols or images as a part of it. So there's lots of flexibility in the actual implementation, because I don't want anybody to get stuck just because, you know, we have some proprietary issues that we do need to protect, but trying to do what we can to open it up.